The midwife's findings dispel the claim that Meghan is the biological mother of Archie and Lilibet. Harry's truth was utterly shattered. Hello, with all the regal splendor, we warmly welcome you to the Princess Diana News Channel. Join us for another enchanting journey into the world of royalty. Now, let's get to the video. I believe that despite all the events that have unfolded, discovering the truth about Harry and Meghan's two hidden children remains a complex and challenging matter. We have provided ample evidence to demonstrate that Archie and Lilibet are not genuine. Despite Meghan and Harry's relentless efforts in their Netflix show to present us with images of their two infants, we remain unconvinced. And this sentiment is shared by more than just myself. Today, a reliable source has presented compelling evidence to support this statement. The person mentioned that they have professional qualifications as a midwife, while their spouse is an anesthetist who specializes in epidural anesthesia. This serves as an introduction to our history for anyone interested. We are skeptical about the fact that Meghan Markle has given birth to a baby, and the reasons for our doubts are as follows. During her labor, she received pain relief medication. Harry provided confirmation of this information in his publication titled Spare. Harry's words reaffirmed the authenticity of what she had been given. The substance, known as Entonox or laughing gas, was an inhalant drug. Harry confesses to having indulged in a few drags of this substance for personal enjoyment. This was improved through the administration of oral or injected pain relief and muscle relaxant medication. At last, the doctor arrives to deliver an epidural. Once it becomes functional, it disrupts normal functioning of the lower body, causing paralysis in both the waist and legs. It is possible that it has been replenished multiple times. The duration of the labor remains unknown. The effects of the epidural can persist for several hours. According to this source, the book's truthfulness invalidates the notion that any woman can remain standing. Disregard the notion that we will be walking only 2 hours later. She exited the medical facility on foot. This statement is clearly untrue. Given their ability to deceive on such a grand scale, it's reasonable to deduce that they could similarly fabricate the entire pregnancy, as numerous others have previously hypothesized. Ladies and gentlemen, this only reinforces our existing knowledge. I have strong certainty that Meghan never experienced pregnancy. I strongly urge the media to responsibly address the fact that Meghan Markle was wearing a simulated baby bump throughout her pregnancy. In other words, both individuals are acting irrational, and Meghan is currently facing ridicule for her foolish behavior. Additionally, Meghan and Harry have been caught in various other dishonest situations, proving their lack of credibility. To put it in a clever way, Meghan has fabricated her ancestral background. She habitually fabricates minor details about situations she potentially had a role in. There have been numerous occurrences that unfolded differently from her account. When one is comfortable with deceiving others about insignificant matters, it becomes more plausible to assume that they are also capable of lying about significant matters. She has earned the nickname Princess Pinocchio for a very valid explanation. She's facing significant challenges regarding her credibility. In all honesty, I have some doubts when it comes to the surrogacy theories. I'm unsure of the answer. I am completely unaware of the current situation. There is something quite suspicious about it. After reviewing all the photographs thoroughly, I remain undecided about any specific conclusion. One aspect that continues to puzzle me is the reason behind it. Why on earth did Meghan and Harry believe it would be advantageous to fabricate or conceal the complete births of these children, assuming they were indeed born through surrogacy? It is difficult to comprehend their reasoning since both Harry and the non-existent children are nowhere near the line of succession. It would be illogical to take the surrogate path and attempt to conceal it, considering the monarchy's potential lineage through Harry and his direct successors. There is definitely much to discuss regarding the deceit surrounding Meghan and Harry. There is a concern that the conspiracy theory surrounding surrogacy could potentially serve as a diversionary tactic, creating an atmosphere of static noise to take our attention away from other important matters. I like to maintain my attention on what I am certain about, and what I am certain about is that those two individuals are dishonest, deceptive, and hypocritical. Therefore, if these children actually exist, they will face significant challenges without the added burden of the entire world incessantly discussing their arrival and relying solely on photographs as evidence that necessitates a more comprehensive validation than mere distorted camera angles. Furthermore, Meghan and Harry lack the ability to deceive effectively when it comes to the topic of surrogacy. I'm not entirely convinced that the two of them have successfully accomplished this. They were able to successfully use a surrogate twice and keep it concealed. I'm skeptical of their ability to accomplish such a feat despite my intense dislike for these two individuals. It is important to acknowledge that if there was a substantiated negative story about them, it would undoubtedly hold more value than winning the lottery. Nevertheless, it is difficult to fathom that no one would have eagerly sold this story to the media. To entertain the hypothetical scenario, let's assume the rumors hold merit and the children were indeed brought into the world via a surrogate. Ultimately, what impact does it have? It certainly matters because they will never be able to maintain a position within the operational royal family. With the current pace of their parents, getting acquainted with their father's family seems highly unlikely. Certainly, it is undeniable that Harry and Meghan assert their parental rights over those children. Regardless of their origins, if they exist, they would be considered Mountbatten Windsors. They are also children. In my viewpoint, children should be regarded as untouchable. Upon first learning of this theory, I found it to be quite preposterous. I pondered the motive behind such an action, questioning how someone could evade consequences for it. I couldn't comprehend it. Meghan is still within the appropriate age range to bear children. Although she may be aging, she is still within an appropriate age range for it. However, as time has progressed, I have begun to contemplate more deeply. There is a possibility that their deception has contributed to this. They find it much more convenient to tell a lie than to speak the truth. Furthermore, this has not assisted in strengthening their argument. From Diana's perspective, it seems that Harry had a multitude of challenges since his childhood, implying that many of them were overlooked or disregarded. The issues that arose were highly unsettling. Is it true that Harry has become so lost that he believed inventing a family would be a beneficial choice? Using a surrogate wouldn't be terribly unfavorable, but creating a facade of having children when there aren't any is a completely different matter. I am uncertain of the truth, but I firmly believe that the whole matter will eventually be revealed. Surrogate-born children, unfortunately, do not qualify for the line of succession, and that particular fact never fails to leave a lasting impression on me. Such a compelling rationale. Isn't it peculiar that Meghan, a person who frequently discusses personal matters, has never shared any details about her pregnancy, labor, or delivery experiences? The images of her alleged pregnant stomach falling down to her knees raised a significant concern for, I believe, anyone who came across them. Therefore, it is essential to understand that Meghan and Harry's children will not have the opportunity to inherit the throne. Being disqualified from the line of succession due to surrogacy is not a concern, to put it simply. Hiding or pretending to be pregnant is simply not a valid justification. Despite the presence of photos, I remain unconvinced of its credibility. I possess pictures of myself during my pregnancy phase where it may not be evident at first glance. If Meghan had actually given birth, it is highly unlikely that she would have resisted the opportunity to proudly display herself on the hospital steps. Considering Meghan's affinity for public attention, it seems implausible that she is the biological mother of either of those children. Meghan, who used to enthusiastically recount the details of her previous childbirth experiences repeatedly, now seems surprisingly silent when it comes to discussing this particular subject. I doubt she has shown enough curiosity about others' pregnancies to gather useful knowledge for her own fabricated pregnancy and delivery. Okay, however, there is one important factor that could potentially invalidate these rumors. In conclusion, photographs are the sole form of evidence that exists. It remains unclear how they were able to tamper with the important documents of both nations, especially since the authentic birth records are readily accessible. They can be obtained in the UK through modifications or adoption. There is a significant number of individuals that would need to be involved in this. In summary, there is little justification for their deception, and while there is substantial evidence hinting at their dishonesty, there is no concrete proof of their falsehood. In the beginning of his book, Harry confidently stated that his recollections are presented as he remembers them, implying that disapproval should be disregarded. It is the truth as he sees it. If the foreword had been made available to the public prior to its release, my interest in the book would have been non-existent. In my opinion, the majority of individuals would not have done so. I'm referring to Harry's previous revelation about his substance abuse habits, both drug use and alcohol consumption, and the duration of his behavior. Does his brain operate properly? Is his memory reliable? It seems unlikely. That's it for the video. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and share with those interested. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for joining us, have a great day, and stay tuned for upcoming videos.